though I was in complete control of staying alive. And I guess every single moment of every single day you're in complete control of staying alive because you breathe, but your brain tells you how to breathe, and I've been breathing since the day I was born, and it's not a problem. Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm back with a story time for you. Yeah, I'm wearing my Cancun hat. I thought it was fitting because this video is a story time about when I was in Cancun, and it is a story time of one of the worst anxiety attacks that I've ever had, and the only anxiety attack that I've ever been able to overcome when I didn't think I would be able to overcome it, if that makes sense. So I recently discovered that I have anxiety. I didn't recently discover it. I guess I've recently accepted it and tried to do things to help myself and be more like level-headed and easy-minded. I don't think I've always had anxiety, to be completely honest. Like, I think that it's something that I've developed over time, and something that, I don't know. I guess I've always had it, but I've never been able to like pinpoint what was going on when these kind of situations happened to me. I'm gonna start off this story before I went to Cancun. So me and my boyfriend were talking about like different excursions we wanted to do and like the different kinds of things we wanted to do while we were there, and we decided one of the things we wanted to do was scuba diving or like something of the sorts. And once we got to Cancun, there was like a little shack, not a shack, I make it sound like it was like some rundown friggin' shack. No, there was like a little booth in our nice ass hotel that you could plan excursions through, and like honestly it was probably way more expensive doing it this way. We bought on the beach, but this one we bought like from this little booth in our hotel. It costs a lot of money, honestly. It does. It costs like $200 each, maybe not that much. I don't know exactly how much it costs, but it's not cheap to do this. And you go scuba diving, you get trained in the pool, you get like all your gear on, and then a person teaches you how to do it when you're in the pool. Then you get on a boat and you travel like 20 minutes into the ocean and you go scuba diving. So we set this all up and we got there bright and early. We had to be there at 8 o'clock on the day that we were going. And so we're there at 8 o'clock and no one else is there, and no one's there, and no one's freaking there for us. And we were like, what is going on? Like, obviously we're the only two people in this vicinity, so maybe we don't even have anyone else coming with us, but there should at least be an instructor here on time. You know what I feel? You know what I mean? So we called the hotel person, and our instructor had not woken up, and so he came like down. He looked like he had rolled out of bed 5 minutes ago, and we get all our gear on and we get into the pool, and he's like explaining to us what we have to do. And when you go scuba diving, you have to descend down, and so every like couple seconds, like every 30 seconds I think, or whenever you feel like your ears are getting clogged, you go like that. You know, like when you get off a plane, how that can help, or just like if you're driving up a steep hill. I don't know. That's how I unclog my ears, at least. And so he told us that we need to declog our ears constantly as we're going down, and that if any water is to get into our like nose mask, you have to breathe outwards, breathe it all out, but you cannot breathe back in with your nose. No breathing can happen through your nose when you're under the water. Once you get under the water, you can only use your like mouthpiece that's connected to the big like air tank that you have on the back. Because if you breathe in through your nose, you're not going to get any air, you're going to get water in your nose, and you're going to freaking die. Okay, that's dramatic, but that's how I felt. And once I started to learn these steps and how kind of like crucial they are, because when you're in the ocean and you're 30 feet under the water, you cannot just zoom back to the top. You need to like do it the proper way. And for someone that has really bad anxiety, thinking that you are fully in control, especially the anxiety that I have, because my biggest problem with anxiety comes from a fear of dying. A lot of people don't get what I mean when I say that. I constantly think when the slightest thing is wrong with me, I'm like, oh my god, I have cancer. Like, I'm gonna die. I have a fatal disease. Like, I'm ridiculous, but it's how I am, and I've been this way for a very long time. When he starts explaining all this to me, I felt as though I was in complete control of staying alive. And I guess every single moment of every single day you're in complete control of staying alive because you breathe, but your brain tells you how to breathe, and I've been breathing since the day I was born, and it's not a problem. But when I have to breathe a different way underwater, and like sometimes I have to breathe out of my nose and I can't breathe back in through my nose. Like, that's very just like too much for me to think about. I started freaking out a little, and we start practicing in the pool, and my boyfriend's doing perfectly fine over here. He's mastering this skill. He's already done it before. Like, he's swimming around, descending down, breathing in, out through his nose, in through his mouth, all this crazy stuff. He's doing fine. And me, I'm like not even making it 2 feet before I'm freaking out. And I constantly kept going under the water, and he wanted us to practice these things. It's not that water was in my mask, but he wanted me to practice blowing out and breathing in through my mouth, blowing out through my nose, breathing in through my mouth. And I couldn't do it to save my life. Like, I'm not kidding. Every single time I would freak out, and I would come back to the top, and I would be like, I just can't do it. Like, I don't know why I can't do it. I feel like I could not do it. I'm telling you, like, while we were in the pool, he's pretty much telling me, like, I don't know if I want you to go into this ocean and continuously freak out. Like, you need to just calm down. You need to try, and you're gonna be fine. And so I think I did it maybe once in the pool, but I'm sitting there, and he's explaining to us, like, if you guys don't want to go, if you don't think you can go, you just have to pay the $60 for this like pool session or whatever, and for my time, and we will refund you the money for going out on the boat. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, I don't know if I should go. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I was having an anxiety attack just in this pool. My heart was racing. I like could not, I didn't know what to do. I decided, I was like, okay, like, we're gonna go. If I really can't do it, at least he gets to do it. He gets to have fun, and I can sit in the boat if, like, I really can't do it. And he's like, I don't want to go if you don't want to go. Like, I'm only going if you want to go. And I was like, I want to go. Like, we're gonna go. I'm gonna try. The entire way there, now I'm, like, in a panic. I'm scared to go onto this boat. I'm scared to get into the water. And another detail about this is when you went scuba diving, you went 2 different times in 2 different places, and for 45 minutes each. 45 minutes I had to sit under this water and try to breathe properly, and try to unplug my ears properly, and try not to get any water in my mask, and all of these things that I had never done before. And then I'm gonna be in the ocean. And another thing we should all know about me is I don't fucking like the ocean, okay? I don't like the ocean at all. I don't like being in the ocean farther than like my chest, because I don't like not knowing what's underneath me. I honestly don't like being in any body of water, like in the middle of a lake. When I go inner tubing, I don't like it. I start to panic, and I feel like something is gonna come up and it's gonna eat me. Like being in the ocean where I might see a shark, or I might see a octopus, or I might see some evil creature that no one's ever heard of. Like, I don't know. Like, there's already too many things for me to think about just regarding the scuba diving situation. And then I have to deal with the fact that not only I'm not gonna be in a pool anymore where it's super easy to get to the top, I'm gonna be 30 feet under the water in an ocean. I'm like getting freaked out just thinking about this situation. But yeah, so we get to our pool place, we get on the boat, and we travel 20 minutes into the ocean, okay? And we get to our first destination, and you guys don't even know. Like, I was literally freaking out. I was so terrified. I just did not know what to do. And so we get in, and he's like, I'm gonna send your boyfriend down, he'll be fine. And he goes with him all the way down, and then he comes back up, and he starts to work with me, and we start to begin the process of descending down into the ocean. And let's just say I was not doing well. Not doing well at all. I would go down maybe 5 feet, and then I would freak out, and I would come back to the top. Just like in the pool. I could not do it. I could see down into this ocean, and I could see how far everyone was, and I could see all of it, and it was just stressing me out so much, and I was panicking. And when you're in the middle of having like if you're panicking and you're trying to do this, like, I was just making it so much worse for myself. And I probably went down and came back up, and went down and came back up, and like, I was not going down very far. Probably like 5 times. Are you going to be okay? Like, can you do this, or do you not want to do it? And I was like, I'm sorry, like, I'm just freaking out. I felt so pressured to like make my decision, and I wanted so badly to overcome this thing that was stopping me from doing something that like was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity there. And I laid on my back, and I was looking up at the sky, and I was just thinking, and I was like, you can fucking do this. You can do this, Maddie. Like, just breathe and just go, and you're not gonna die. He's not gonna let you die. Jason's down there. You're gonna go scuba diving in Mexico. Like, come on, girl, you got this. And I did it. And I descended, and I descended, and I could feel myself panicking, and I would just breathe, and I would breathe, and I would think about how I was almost there, and once I got down there, everything would be so much easier, and that I would just I would just be okay and I could do it. And the first time down there, because I did get to the bottom and we started swimming, and you guys want to know what I did the entire time I was under the water? I held the instructor's hand, being such a baby. I'm still mad at myself for doing that, but I still made it down there at least. So we're swimming around and we're looking at all this cool stuff, and I was literally had my hand on my like nose mask, holding it to try to avoid any water entering. I was like, I never want to have to breathe out of my nose. I never want to have to make any water come out. Like, that's gonna be the root of all my problems right there. And we went up a little bit early. He did tell me, like, if you need to go up, just like tell me and we'll go up and you'll be fine. And I did ask him to go up at one point before it was time, because I had had enough. I couldn't be down there anymore. I needed to go up. I had seen enough cool things. I needed to go up. And we go up, and literally 3 minutes later everyone else came up. So I pretty much made it the entire time that time. Next one was the coral reef, which is what I was really excited for, because I really like wildlife. And so we do it. I went down. I was pretty much perfectly fine, and we swim around this coral reef, and it was so amazing. And by the time I was about halfway through our second one, I was kind of like done holding the instructor's hand. I wanted to be free. I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't want to try to explain to him that I was like done holding his hand under the water, because you can't talk to people. And then I just didn't want to deal with it. So I held his hand the whole time. We saw a seahorse, which was the first seahorse any of these instructors had seen in 13 years. So that was pretty cool. We took lots of pictures. We swam around. I saw tons of fish, tons of cool things. And I overcame this anxiety attack. That people might comment on my video and be like, that was not an anxiety attack, okay? I'm going to call it whatever the fuck I want. And like, that's just that, okay? If I think that I had an anxiety attack and I overcame it, then let me think that. Because that's what I believe I have. That's what I've talked to people about. And like, there's that, okay? To the top, it was one of the most surreal moments ever, because I realized in that moment, on that day, that my anxiety fought against me and all I had to do was fight back. Like, it was me against myself, and you can always win against yourself. Like, you're the only one causing the problems. You have the entire power to take that problem away. And it was mind over matter. Like, I just had to believe that I could do it, to believe that I could be okay, and to not let myself ruin a once-in-a-lifetime amazing opportunity and sit in the boat and be bored out of my mind wishing I was down there. Like, I'm so happy still to this day that I didn't let my anxiety ruin going scuba diving in Mexico. I get to say that I overcame it, and I get to explain it to you guys, my story about fighting against it. Like, some things you're never gonna win against, and some times you're gonna lose, but you don't always have to lose. And when you feel panicked, you just have to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it, and believe that this feeling doesn't have to be the reason that you don't go down and do something that you might never get the chance to do again. I just want all of you to know that if you're ever having an anxiety attack and you ever feel, or any kind of problem, and you feel like you can't do something, you can do it, and you will be okay, and you will make it. And every problem is solvable if it's a problem with yourself. Like, maybe that sounds stupid, but it's true. If you're the one causing yourself the problem, you can fix the problem. And I was creating these problems in my brain, and these what if situations, and all of these things that could happen, and all these things that I was scared of, when really I just needed to go, and I needed to live a little, because the only thing I could have came out of that situation having, if I didn't go, was regrets. I wasn't going to be happy that my boyfriend and all the instructors and everyone else in the group came up talking about all the cool things they saw. The fact that they saw a seahorse for the first time in 13 years. I wasn't going to sit there looking at all those pictures of everyone flying around underwater, making bubbles, talking, touching fish, and think, wow, I'm so happy I didn't go. And just live life to the fullest, because some chances only come once. But yeah, that's my story. I hope you guys kind of learn something if you ever feel alone, and know that, like, all of us go through shit, and all of us have the power to be bigger than the shit we go through. And I love you all so much, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll subscribe and stick around and watch my next one. And yeah, if you have any video requests at all, leave them in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Bye!
All for you.